All right, what's up, y'all? I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit. I'm gonna talk about crazy people. I don't know whether to start from the back going upwards. I'll start from here going backwards. So, um, I guess I could go either way. But I have this thing everywhere I go. I have people calling me sweetie and sweetheart. Really gets on my nerves. I'm just like, it would be something if and what I'm gonna do next time I see that, I'm gonna step back and watch how the person interact with the next person and see if they're just throwing sweeties and sweethearts everywhere. So I went to this place to take care of some business, and the lady, asked me a question, and she's just like, and as long as I get my stuff taken care of, I really don't care. But then she says something, 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 sweetie, something, 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 sweetheart. And I was like, no, I'm not sweetie. And then she said something else, something, 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 sweetie. I said, I'm not sweetie. And she says, well, I'm sorry if I'm offending you by calling you sweetie. That's just the way that I talk. And I said, no, you're not offending me at all. I'm just not sweetie. I'm just letting you know I'm not sweetie. That's it. You know? So she goes on, something, 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 sweetheart. And then the girl that was standing in line, I guess, in front of me, I guess she got tired of seeing me getting disrespected. So what she says, because I had asked her a question about my phone. So what she says is, I asked the lady that worked there a question about my phone. So what the girl says was like, she just jumped in because she was like, she could see I'm not getting no help. I'm just getting attitude the whole way for absolutely no reason. So the girl jumps in and she's just like, oh, you're not going to be able to block all the calls, or whatever, because I have a phone that's just like that and you can't do that. You have to, do it one by one. I was like, oh, okay, but here it says bar all calls, you know? So, I'm like, because for me, I don't need to receive any phone calls. I don't use my phone for that purpose. So, and if I'm expecting something, I'll ask for it. So then, the other girl, I guess she could see that she's really not being helpful. This other person is shining her up. So she's just like, okay. She jumps in and says something about the network and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right. Again, being ladylike. And I just asked her, I said, hey, is everything all right? Because, you must not be feeling well today. She had her hair in the weave thing and all this, that, and the other. And so what it turns out is that I was just had an attitude. No reason. And I didn't hear her calling anybody else sweetie but me, But it was good. But I got help from somebody. So what that kind of brought to mind for me is that, how do I respond? What can I do in future situations? Because it's going to happen for some reason. People try me like that all the time. So the first thing would be, for when I see that starting to happen, just to kind of step aside and be like, okay, let me let you go ahead and help me with this person. And just step aside, just watch how they interact with all of those people. Two, the second thing would be that when the second thing is that when I see, I guess when I see, okay, how am I gonna put this? And then when I see somebody step in positively trying to help me, I did the right thing. I let that person help me, but part of me is like I should have somehow threw aside this at the other person, and but I didn't do that. I just made it all good and walked out, because sometimes what'll happen is that when that person's having a bad day, then what'll happen, because you didn't side this and you kind of pulled them into whatever it was that was going on and try to keep it nice, they'll try to be even ruder because they want you to get the point that they were being rude. So I don't know. I think I'll just have to leave that part up for grabs. But again, be very welcoming of people that help you and just go on and, go on. But again, I could, step to the side and, see how they interact. And that's it. Yeah. And moving on along, I have another comment in there too that my bus is about to come, it looks like. But anyways, I was getting on a bus. I asked the bus driver how to connect with this other bus. And, it was normal bus driver conversation. Oh yeah, and I said, I'm gonna look out for myself, but if you could look out for me too, I'd appreciate it just in case. And so I saw the stop coming, so I asked him, is there one that's more comfortable? And he's just like, yeah, if you go to this place, you can sit, but then there's a person that I don't agree with that was going that way. I really didn't want to, but I was like, okay, because I'd rather be comfortable, and I can stay away from that person. But so so anyways, to make a long story short, so the driver, after I got the information that I needed of that I was going in the right direction, making sure, then he's asking me exactly where, and I'm like, okay. I told him the street name because I'm like, maybe he needs to know the street name. I can understand that. Then he asking me, oh, is that where you're going to be working? Are you working? Are you going to work? It's none of his business. I didn't know how to say it, so I kind of stopped, and I just don't get people sometimes. So anyways, I'm gonna finish this later.